What's going on, everybody? This is my Premier League predictions for match week 11. I'm going to go with all the fixtures again this week. So let's get into it. Southampton versus Aston Villa is first up on Friday evening. Villa struggling right now, and I'm quite surprised by this season how much they're struggling. Obviously, they lost Grealish, but I still feel like the players they've got and the squad they've got, they should be performing better than they are. Ings, as I've seen, is out now as well for an unknown return date. Mings got rested as well recently, and being their captain, it just looks like the club's in a bit of a mess. Southampton, on the other hand, are doing better than I thought they would with some of the players they sold. So for this, I'm going to go 1-0 Southampton. Then, kicking off for the early kickoff on Saturday, we got Manchester United against Manchester City. I'm not feeling good about this one as a United supporter. I feel that in these games, sometimes we can nick it and we might get a draw. And I wouldn't be surprised if we get a draw, but I can't see us winning this game off of recent form and just the whole Ollie in and Ollie out thing going on. And I think Man City will come and grab points off of us, and I think that they will beat us. So I'm going to go 3-1 to Manchester City, but I wouldn't be surprised if we can grab a draw, but I will go 3-1 to Manchester City. Next up, Brentford-Norwich. Norwich are desperate for points, but I really think that they're already relegated, to be honest. They're just not good enough. They're struggling, and yeah, I can't see where they're going to get their points from in most of the games this year. So Brentford as well, being at home, it's one of the toughest places in the league to go to, I think. And I think it's going to be a long afternoon for Norwich. So I'm going to go for Brentford, and I'm going to go 2-0. Next up, we got Chelsea against Burnley. Champions of Europe, Chelsea against Burnley, who a lot of the time are tough to break down, hard to play against. They park the bus, they play on the counter. And they do have a threat up front with Wood. He can go on his run of form where he's getting goals consecutively. But I think that they will struggle in this one, and I think it'll be a routine win for Chelsea, and I'm going to go 2-0. Next up, we got Crystal Palace against Wolves. This could be one of the games of the weekend for me. Both teams I really like watching. I think Palace especially have improved a lot compared to last year, and Wolves I've been impressed by, especially that Hwang. So I think this will be a tight one. I think it'll be decided by one goal, and I'm going to go for a Palace 1-0 home win. Next up, we got Brighton versus Newcastle. Another one that I think will be a tight game. Could be a lot of goals in this one, but I'm going to go for 2-1 to Brighton. But Newcastle desperate for points as well. But I think Brighton, being at home and how they play, top half of the table obviously as well, I think that they'll have enough quality to get past Newcastle. So I'm going to go 2-1 to Brighton. Next up, Arsenal versus Watford. Arsenal, I tell you what, I'm pleasantly surprised by them this year. And I enjoy watching them recently, because before they'd play attacking like they have been, but then they'd mess up the games and throw it away in the last minute, or teams would grab points against them and grab draws. But so far this year, they're doing what they've always done with the attack, but they're actually looking a bit tougher, getting clean sheets and looking harder to play against. And I think there's just a lot more toughness about them. And the clean sheets are obviously helping. So Ramsdale as well, magnificent performance the other day against Leicester. So I think he's helped them a lot. And I think he surprised a lot of people, myself included. But I think Arsenal are one of the teams to watch right now. So I'm going to go for them to get another 3 points in this one. And I'm going to go 3-0. Everton against Tottenham. I think this will be a very boring game. I feel like both teams are quite boring to watch. Everton can have their moments with Gray and Townsend. I think Calvert-Lewin is still out though. And Digne is a little bit of a doubt. And yeah, I just feel like they're capable of scoring goals as Tottenham, but they both play boring football for me. And I think that they're going to cancel each other out. I don't think either team will take a lot of risks. And I think that it's going to be a scoreless game. So I'm going to go 0-0. Leeds versus Leicester. Leeds still missing Bamford. and they're struggling a lot this year. I don't want to see them get relegated because I do enjoy seeing them in the Premier League. I grew up with them in the Premier League as well. They're a massive club, but they are struggling right now, and they're in that danger zone. So even though they're at home, it might play in their favour being at home, but without Bamford leading the front line, I think that they will struggle. And I think Leicester have got enough experience and know-how to get these kind of results, and I think that they will again. So I'm going to go 1-0 to Leicester. And then lastly, for this week's Premier League predictions, guys, we've got West Ham against Liverpool. I think this could be a very, very entertaining game. I think Liverpool will struggle a little bit against West Ham, go into West Ham as well. I think there'll be a lot of goals in this one. And I think it'll be a tight game decided by 1 goal. But the way Salah is performing right now, and a few other players chipping in at times like Jota and Mane with goals, and even Firmino the other week getting a hat-trick, I think that they're the team to beat right now. Them and Chelsea, but I would have Liverpool at the top right now in terms of form. So for me, obviously they've just won last night as well against Atletico Madrid 2-0. It's not an easy thing to do, and they made it look easy. So even though they're away in this one against a much improved West Ham side, I think that they will still get a winner, and I think that they get the 3 points and do just enough. I'm going to go 3-2 to Liverpool in this one. So that's it for this week's Premier League predictions, guys. I hope you enjoyed the football this weekend, and let me know your thoughts and your predictions in the comments. I'll speak to you guys soon.